very direct and speak to a lot of the things that have been mentioned previously and get some things out. This has been a long process, and it's been delayed because of some communication issues, and that was unfortunate. We've received a great deal of input both tonight and in the preceding 6 weeks, with a great deal of that actually documented online. Factual. We had things in front of us that we could go to, and I see her looking at me. I'm going to give a shout out to Nancy Chapman. Thank you very much for putting these things in black and white, so that everything I'm going to go through in the next few minutes is not Dave McCarthy, it's actual reporting of actual things that have happened over the last 18 months. And this so far, I think it's already turned into something that it really didn't have to be. The online Facebook comments and the attempts to intimidate members of this council after previous meetings and things really are unfortunate and were uncalled for. And it actually raises more questions than it answers. But we've gotten a lot of emails from reasonable people. Mr. Igneri mentions Drew Todd, and I saw that email as well. And I actually reached out to Drew Todd, and I said, geez, I'm a little confused by your email. And his response was, well, I know Nora from the PTOC, and I like her, and, you know, but nothing really related to zoning. But that's, you know, it was his opinion. And I get it. And I want to say right at this moment, I like Nora. I, got to spend some time with her on Memorial Day with Mr. Bonifant. We joked, we kid around, and had a very nice time. And eventually, when I sat down to talk to her about zoning, it was very polite, very nice. And, I have no problem with her. She's, as I just said, involved with the PTOC, the RCA, does a lot of good things, and that's great. And I would mention that 18 months ago, when she was initially put on zoning, I voted for her because I literally was hoping that Nora would find a place where she could, serve the city and do some good. And I actually told her when I sat down with her, I said, it would actually be much easier for me if I would, let me just go along and vote for her and pass on the problem. And if I could possibly do that in good conscience, I would. But unfortunately, as you're going to see, I cannot. It's been said by a number of people here and a number of the emails as we've gotten that this is political. Now that's the one that is the most laughable. This council last week approved Doug Stern unanimously, who's a Democrat, when Adam Blank, who's a Democrat and is now the acting chair of the Zoning Commission, was appointed. I can't remember whether I nominated him or spoke to it afterwards, but I have always felt that Adam does a good job. I don't always agree with him, but he has approached zoning and zoning reform, which I do feel is very needed, in a very, very reasonable way. And I will continue to support him as he moves forward. It's also been suggested that this, it's related to the White Barn or some other development. Now, I won't speak for them, but Councilman Hempstead, John Durko, Diana Cohen, and Bonifant all stood up at the zoning meeting about the White Barn and spoke against it. Now, I don't know how they're going to vote, but I think it's, again, there's a lot of feelings related to any application on zoning, and I don't think that any of this has anything to do with that. There was also the Two Near Water Road project, which, this is all about Two Near Water Road. When that project came to light, within 2 hours I had the then chairman of zoning there, because I also thought that development, as it was suggested, was ludicrous, period. Okay? Now, subsequent to that, I've had a lot of contact with a number of the people in Row 80. And the feedback that I've gotten is that this, it absolutely has to be Nora. She's all about, Farm Creek and all these developments. And my comment was, well, I'm certainly not against Row 80. I live there. I'm certainly not against Farm Creek. I've given to the original project when they were raising the money. I said, do you have no one else? And there's no one else. And I named 6 people, I think, correct me if I'm wrong. I was told one of them would be not appropriate. I said, okay, if there's another one of the 5, I will go to the mayor and ask for them to be entertained.